Morning, it's Monday the 8th of July 2019. Welcome along to this morning's United Kingdom Talk, coming to you from Bracknell in Berkshire on Monday the 8th of July. The 8th of July is Video Games Day. I found a website, which we started mentioning last week, that gives you, whatever day it is of the year, it is a day for something. And today, it is Video Games Day. Does anyone play video games? Do you play? As regular viewers of the show will know, I stopped at Pac-Man. That was when I stopped playing video games at Pac-Man. I bought a couple of machines since then, not recently, but I tended to use them like 2 or 3 times, and then they went back in the box, never ever to be seen again. I think I gave one away, actually, to a children's home. Me and my mate, we sought out somewhere that would be grateful of receiving something for nothing. I gave one away with games as well. Anyway, it's on the site timeanday.com, and it says video games became part of a culture in the 1970s, so that would be me. We all used to go up to this minicab office after, with me and some mates, after scouts and meeting with other young people. We used to go up to this minicab office. And they had in there, as well as the minicabs, they had in there a Galactican machine. Okay, that's where the little, a bit like Space Invaders, but faster. Yeah, little things go, do, 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 boo, boo. And of course they got, I used to love the noise. I love the noise. Boo, boo, boo. And they come out, boo, 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 boo. And eventually, of course, you would get blown up. Which is marvellous. I mean, not a religious extremist in the country, and we were getting blown up then, dear. Outrageous. And they had an asteroid machine there. You know, that's the one that's the big rock, isn't it? And you used to blast the rock, and it would break up into smaller pieces, and you weren't allowed to get hit by the rock. So you had to break up the rock before it got to you. And, of course, Space Invaders. They were the 3 video games in the minicab office. And we used to go in there, 15, 16, 17 years old, past 9 at night, and there'd be several of us in there. And they didn't seem to mind us going in. Well, I suppose they were making money. You used to put 10 pence in the slot, and you'd have a game on one of these machines. I only really played Galacticans. They didn't have a Pac-Man in there, as far as I can remember. Not at first, anyway. So we'd get some chips. And then we'd have the chips. We wouldn't take the chips into the cab office, and then we'd all pile into this mini cab office, and there'd be blokes sitting there, you know, waiting for their messages to go and drive people to various places, and we'd all be there. There'd be about 3 or 4 of us in there playing these computer games because you couldn't get them for home. There was no games console. The only thing you could buy for home was the tennis one, you know, beep beep, with a little ball going to and fro like that. Oh, it was wonderful. But I stopped at Pac-Man, and I think Pac-Man came along after those 3, and then I played that. I enjoyed playing. I played loads of that Pac-Man, although I never got really very far on any of these games. I think Pac-Man, I might have got forward to the 5th screen or something like that, maybe with the orange, you know, the orange that appears underneath the little Pac-Man box and all that business. Anyway, it says video became part of a popular culture in the 1970s and 80s when the technology to make the games and play them became affordable and easily accessible. One of the earliest arcade games that became popular around the world was Atari's Pong, which, of course, that's the tennis thing, you see. Which was released in 1972, so I would have been 9 then. Pong was based on tennis, and it's fantastic. This is how you celebrate today. It's Video Games Day today, boys and girls. Participate in local video game events and competitions. Play all your favourite games with your friends and have a video game party where you and your guests dress up like your favourite game character. I love it. I love it. What we need is a United Kingdom Talk Day, don't we? We need a United Kingdom Talk Day where you all go round to your friends' houses and watch me. I mean, what better party could you possibly have than turning on the telly with all your friends and just sitting there and watching me? I'm not going to say, well, is this clean? I hope I've got a clean shirt on today. Yeah, I think that's an excellent idea. All right. Just a suggestion for you. Oh, by the way, do you like heights? Anyone like heights? I'm not a fan of heights. Not a fan of heights at all. Well, there's this bloke, he got caught this morning, 6 o'clock this morning, it was on the news, climbing up the bloody Shard without a harness. Well, it looked like he didn't have a harness. Literally climbing up the side of the Shard. Do you know how tall that is? Oh, no, I'm not one for heights. It's in all the papers this morning, and it was on the BBC News. A man was seen climbing the Shard this morning. Police were called at 5:15 in the morning. It'd be light there at this time, you see. This time of the year. I was surprised. Up at the caravan last Tuesday. I'd gone to bed Tuesday, Monday night, Tuesday, very late Tuesday morning, like about 2:30 in the morning. Anyway, I woke up. I think it was about 3, 3:30. I wanted to have a wee, so I got up, and I could see the light of the day starting. 3:15, 3:30 in the morning. It was, just over in the east. So my caravan kind of faces that way, so I could see. Oh wow! I didn't realise the sun came up this early. I said this before to you. I'm sure it remains brighter up north than it is down here for longer in the day. I'm sure it does. Anyway, back to this story. Police were called at 5:15 this morning after someone was spotted scaling the outside of the UK's tallest building. The daredevil was filmed close to the tower's 300-metre tall pinnacle. I love that word. Pinnacle. I like that. Pinnacle. Heart-stopping footage of the ascent shows the man pulling himself up along the outside corner of the 95-storey skyscraper. Would you do this? With or without a harness? Wow. He was spotted by police. A man claimed to know the climber, told the Mirror the man had got onto the Shard. He ran over London Bridge Station, got a boost from someone, and did a pull-up onto it. What do you mean got a boost? Oh, I suppose someone gave him a leg up. When you put your hands like that, I suppose that's what happened. He used a few suction cups at the start of it, but was then climbing free solo. No assistance at all. When the man went inside the building, he was not arrested by the police. God. There's no way I do. I hate heights. My nan used to live in a block of flats. And but she was only on the second floor, and that was just about high enough for me. It was in Roehampton. She was in a block of flats in Roehampton, and I think she was on. Yeah, she was second or third floor, and I used to look out the window. Oh, that's high enough for me. I was okay there. I have been to some touristy type places in the world. The Empire State Building. I strangely felt quite safe at the top of that. I don't know why, but you could see over all the other buildings. The Eiffel Tower, no. I went to the first, the legs. If you've been to the Eiffel Tower, you know what I mean. You know the legs, so you go up the legs. I think you walk up there. I think it's steps. You walk up these legs and then you're on the first platform, and that was as far as I would go. Other people, they wanted to go to the top of the damn thing. No, I'm not one for heights, I'm afraid. What about you? Do you do heights? Do you play computer games? Going back to that story there. Or if you used to play computer games, what game did you stop at? Because there's some fantastic games now that are really quite real to life. My nephew, the older nephew, Gary, he loves playing computer games, and he talks to everyone. They've got little microphones, and he's talking to people all over the world. And his friend, Paul McIlroy, his friend, who I'm still waiting to receive a video from, but he talks to his friend Paul about, they'll be saying, "Oh, quickly, there's someone behind you," and then someone pulls a gun round and shoots them and all that. Oh, we didn't really have that when we were children. It was just like spacemen and things like that, wasn't it? But if you played computer games, what game did you stop at? Eh? There's a question for you. Right, let's say hello to some of you this morning. Good morning to Adrian Richardson, getting the first message of the day in. You've gone down on my list. Now, does anyone remember who was first yesterday? Because I haven't got the name here. And don't all start shouting out, "It was me, it was me, it was me." I will remember as soon as someone, as I recognise whoever it is, was first yesterday. Otherwise, I'll have to play the damn thing back. And I really don't want to watch myself. Believe it. I know. Honestly, I don't. I don't want to watch myself. But we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got 7. It's the 8th day of we're doing this, and I've got 7 names. So there's one missing. Who was first Who was first getting the message in yesterday? Does anyone know? We've got now Mark, Will, Tim, Shania, Adam and Adrian. They've all got one each and there's someone missing, which I wrote down on a piece of paper yesterday. Well, just after I... Oh, here it is. It's Duke, isn't it? It's Duke. It's Chris Duke. Okay. Chris Duke. So, where we are. Because the person who gets the most times in of getting the first message in a month will win a certificate. How exciting is that? So much better than winning the National Lottery. Ba, 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 ba. Oh, I remember Dale Winton doing that. He killed himself, didn't he? Dale Winton, he was great. I thought it was great he was, Dale Winton. Okay, so we got Chris Duke there. Chris Duke, Adrian, Adam the Plumber, Shania, Tim, Will and Mark. Okay, they're the names. We got one. No one is a clear winner at the moment. It's a bit like this year's Eurovision Song Contest. No clear winner. Hang on a minute. Is anyone from the UK? Because you'll be at the bottom. Okay, good morning, Adrian. Morning to Heidi. Morning to Adam the Plumber. Paul and Lou, send me that certificate. You're not even on the list, you two. Oh, dear me. You can't get out of bed, can you, in the morning to join us? Dear me. Dear me. Michael Lawrence, good morning. Joanna's there. I notice you're there early, Joanna, just in case you miss any extra singing, isn't it? Is that right? That is why Joanna has been getting earlier and earlier. She's gradually moving up the list, not to receive a certificate, but because she's concerned. She has heard that I've started singing other songs at the beginning of the show. And I know that's why you're there, Joanna, waiting to hear my dulcet tones at this time of the morning. Hello to the rather beautiful Diane Jebb. Good morning, Diane. Hello to Maureen, texting in there. Good morning, Maureen. Mike Reese-Ponto, good morning. He's waiting for a call back from his doctor. Oh, yeah. Surgery. Hello, surgery. Surgery. My doctor's pretty good at calling back as well. We get a lot of that business on the phones. You can get video doctors now. You know that. You have to pay. I don't think the NHS is doing that. You can sign up now with a video doctor, right? And you literally, I haven't done it myself. I know a couple of people that do it. Merlin, I don't know if he's with us this morning. Merlin's on that, one of our regular viewers. And if he wants a doctor, he just video calls them out and you talk to them like that and they diagnose you like that or tell you to do something, you know. So I think you have to pay for that. I don't know how much it is. You can either pay... Or you can either pay a monthly fee, I think, or pay as you go. I don't know how much the monthly fee is. Like, I would imagine something like £10 a month, maybe £20 a month, something like that. Or you can pay for a one-off video call with a doctor. And they can do prescriptions and all that. It's very good, isn't it? Very good. I quite like to have the full internal examination when I go. That does something for me. Perhaps it does for you as well. I don't know. So good morning to you, Mike. I hope the doctor's all right there. Paul and Lou, when's Miserable Bastard Day quiz? I might celebrate that. I don't know. I haven't looked down the whole list of dates. I'm sure there's one there for you. Morning to Claire. Good morning, Claire. Did you enjoy your little holiday, darling? Claire's just been away on a little caravan holiday, haven't you? Morning, Claire. Nice to have you back with us. She's back from wonderful sunny Hayling Island, swimming in the sea every day. Was it warm, the sea, or was it a little bit cold? I'm never one really to swim in the sea. Certainly not in this country. I've swum around some beautiful places in the Caribbean, and it's like clear. The water's clear. You know, the water's clear. And do you think they're lying about all this plastic in the ocean, dear? When I go in the sea, it's Barbados or somewhere like that I've been over the years, or Australia, I've never seen any plastic. Never. Maybe it ends up all in one place, you know. Probably going around the Isle of Wight, trying to get poor old Vectis Humpty and Shania. They're suffocating with plastic on the Isle of Wight, dear. It's covering the whole island. Dear, dreadful. Good morning to Joelle. Morning, Joelle. Paul and Lou remember Galaxicans, asteroids and space invaders. Why were they so loud, those machines? Well, that was part of it, wasn't it? You had these arcade machines and they were blasting out noises. Beep, 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 beep. I think they were more fun than today's things. Today's video games seem to be either car racing type games or soldier type games where you shoot other people. No, Galaxicans was much better than that, and asteroids and and the old Pac-Man there. Good morning to Olivia. A very good morning to you. Welcome to the show. Thank you, Joel. Joel likes the calendar clock. That was a present for me about 3 or 4 years ago from my mate for my birthday. I think it was. I think it was an impromptu gift. He just bought it and give it to me. It's nice, isn't it? And that bit at the top, it's all automatic except the year at the top. So each year I have to. What's that in there? Is that straight now? I can't bear it if it's not straight. There we are. Each year I take off the digits at the end there, and there's a little packet of numbers in the back, and I just change up. But the rest of it's all automatic. Yeah, I like that clock. You can buy those on Amazon. I don't know how much they are. Okay. Let's have a look. First Fallout. Is that a game, the First Fallout? I don't know that one. The First Fallout. Don't know that. Paul and Lou used to like Donkey Kong. Yeah. Donkey Kong, when he was going along that thing and he jumped down and then another level and the barrels used to come down, didn't they? Donkey Kong, I remember that one. I used to like that. Claire, there was a good one with lemmings. They died all the time, rushing over the cliffs and being blown up. I didn't know you were like that, Claire. What a cruel woman you are, dear. She likes seeing lemmings jump over and kill themselves. What a cruel... I thought you liked animals, Claire. I'm very surprised at you. Morning to Ian Days. He's on the move today. Good morning, Ian. Martin Edwards. Morning, Martin. Roy Brownlow. Winner certificate printed on a cheaper printer. Julian Clark. Good morning from a cloudy, sticky, very humid Mallorca. I thought it was very sticky here last night. And during the day, I got up to the swimming pool last night around about 7:30. I got to the swimming pool last night, and on the way there, I feel quite sticky there. So it was nice to get in the pool and have a cool day. It was not particularly hot here yesterday. I must say, it's not like I had the air conditioning on in the bedroom or anything, but it was just sticky, you know what I mean? So, yeah, have a shower. That's what I suggest, Julian. When is the last time you had a bath? I've heard that you don't have baths or showers anymore. Shocking. Come on, we must keep clean. Remove that bacteria from you, my love. Remove those nasty viruses and bacteria. I've been trying to get the virus out of my blood for years, dear, and it's still hanging around in there. Never mind. We got the pills. Ian Days, Joanna wins a CD. Would you like a CD of me singing? Who wants one of those? Instead of the certificate. I might give you a choice. A CD of me singing or a certificate. You're not having both. Greedy people here. Greedy. Adrian's been to Bicester Village. Is it Bicester or Bicester? Bicester Village. Me and my mate have been there. We've been there about 4 times. We like it there. Amazing place. So many of those designer outlet shops, and if you look around, there's some really good bargains to be had there. I've bought several jackets and shirts at massively marked down prices. Although it's good there, it's even better if you go to a designer outlet in the States. And all the states have got them. You know, me and my nephew, we went to the ones in Florida. They got 2 lots in Florida, at either end of International Drive, in the sort of touristy area. And also in Vegas, we went to the one in Vegas. Now, where is it in Vegas? I think there's 2 in Vegas as well, if I remember rightly. Yeah, one's kind of inside and one's outside. The outside one is the better one. I can't remember what end they are. But my God, they're cheap. I nearly bought some Jimmy Choo shoes. Nearly. I like shoes. I haven't got many pairs of shoes. I've got really a black pair, a blue pair, and a green pair. And to be honest with you, the green pair is the newest one, and they're about 4 years old now. Shoes last for 8. Not like trainers. Dreadful. I don't know who ever conned us into buying trainers, but they don't last at all, do they, trainers? And some of these kids, as you will know, are quite happy to part with 200 quid for a pair of trainers. I saw some in, was it Audi the other day? 6 quid. I kid you not, I think it was Audi, 6 quid for a pair of trainers or somewhere like that. Dunlop. Decent make. My nephew, quite happy to spend £150, £200 on a pair of trainers. It's got that little logo on the side, little tiny logo. I wear trainers until they're falling apart. I've got this pair of red ones at the moment, and literally the outside, the bit around the outside has come detached from the sole, but they still work. They're not getting thrown away yet. My mate goes, and my nephew, when are you going to throw those trainers away? No, they're still working. They haven't fallen apart yet, have they? Oh yeah, but the sides come off. Yeah, but no one can see that. Just a bit noticeable when you step in a puddle, that's all. That's the only time you notice it, isn't it? But I was going to buy this pair of Jimmy Choo shoes. And I was in the shop with my nephew. And I said, those shoes. He said, buy them. I said, no. And he's a bit like that. Buy them then. You want them? Like, buy them. Oh, I don't know about. And I think they were $300, $300 or $400, which would have equated to about £210. Me spend that on a pair of shoes? Nah, ain't gonna happen. And I really like them. With lovely design. Jimmy Choo shoes. I'd never heard of them before. And my nephew quite happily informs me that they are very high quality and a lot of people like them. And, and I could see there were actually 3 pairs in there and I liked all of them. I could quite easily have spent something like $1,800, $2,000 on 3 pairs of shoes in there. And I ummed and I ahed and I ummed and I. He said, well, they're a lot more expensive because he knows all these fashion things. My nephew Jimmy, he's 22. Very fashion conscious. I said to my sister on Saturday night, I said, is Jimmy in? No, but he's been here because I can smell the aftershave. So he's gone out somewhere on Saturday night. He's very secretive, my nephew. He's even now removed me from his Instagram account for some reason. He don't let my sister join him on Facebook or Instagram, on Twitter or anything. He's on all these things. But my sister, his mother, is not allowed to be a friend of his in case she embarrasses him. And now he's removed me as well. I don't know what pictures he's putting up there. There's quite a lot of pictures of him where he comes across as very pissed. He's like that with his mates when they've been to a football match or something like that. Anyway. Yeah, so we're in this Jimmy Choo shop in Vegas. And he's like, go on, buy them. He said, do you want them? Just buy them. I said, no, I can't spend that on a pair of shoes. And he said, they're a lot more expensive back home. He said, if you buy those now, you'll be surprised how much money is saved. Anyway, I didn't buy them. I went back to the computer room and I thought, I'll just have a look at these, how much they are. Christ! Well, that $300, those pair of shoes were $300. I think I found them in the UK and it was something like £700 or £800 for a pair of shoes. £800. Who's got that for a pair of shoes? Too expensive. Would you spend that on a pair of shoes? Would you spend £800? Okay, well, let's not go to 800. Would you spend £300 on a pair of shoes? Would you? There's today's big question. Would you spend £300 on a pair of shoes? I want to know whether you'd do that or not. Adrian, I'm back from a big trip. Oh, yeah, sorry, I've read that, the Bicester Village there. £5 for the calendar. That's more than Manilow earns per concert. He's on an absolute fortune, Manilow. Are you having a laugh? More money than you'll ever have, Roy. Or me as well, even me. Morning to Mr. Gregorian. Good morning from Dr. SRS Gregorian and his mum who's watching this morning. Good morning to you too. Morning to you too. Claire, who was in the sea, she's been in the sea. I've been on Hailing Island all weekend, or all week rather. The sea was cold at first, but it was so hot that after the initial shock, it felt lovely. Yeah, that's the thing with getting into the sea, isn't it? It's that initial shock. Some swimming pools are like that. I have to say, the 2 that I belong to are not like that. I rarely get into a swimming pool and that's really cold. Didn't a couple of people die last week or the week before when it was really hot? They went into perhaps a river or the sea, and the temperature difference was so different that they died from shock. And I've always wondered that. It can't be good getting into freezing cold water for you. Your body, every part of your body is telling you, get out, it's too bleeding cold. But people do it. There's a mad group of people that go down Christmas morning in Brighton and jump in the sea. What planet are they on? They could be sitting there having a nice fried breakfast and some baked beans. Nope, they go in the freezing cold sea. Completely mad, these people. Claire's got a huge blow-up donut. Don't try and eat it, Claire. Also, she says, the sea, also, I have a huge blow-up donut to float around on. Great fun. Don't bring it in tonight, please. Good morning to you, Mr. Vectis Humpty. We were just talking about you earlier, Vectis. Did you miss that part of it? No, I'm not going to tell you again. Should have been there at the beginning of the show, dear. How rude. People coming on halfway through. Vectis says, you look just like my guest presenter on my show yesterday. Just talk more. I noticed that you had a gnome on there yesterday. He's now got a best friend who is a gnome. He don't say much. The gnome. Perhaps you take a leaf out of his book, Vectis, and play some more music, like your boss keeps telling you. Can you talk less and play some more music? No! That's what I'm here for. Talk. Talk. If you don't want me, just put a CD on. That's what radio's about. We want the talky bits in the middle. Don't worry about the music. Hello to Too Much. Good morning, Too Much there on Vaughan Live. Hello to Joey Millen. Morning, Joey. Why would you spend $300 on a pair of shoes? Exactly. Well, because they're pretty. Have a look at them. Look up on the internet. Jimmy Choo. That's C-H-O-O. Jimmy, J-I-M-M-Y, Choo, C-H-O-O, shoes. You look at those. Look at the beautiful shoes. I like shoes. Look at the beautiful shoes there and the prices to go with them, dear. Shocking how much. Adrian, pair of Christian Dior basketball trainers, £550 reduced. Oh, we've been into Selfridges. Don't worry about that, Adrian. Me and my mate have been into Selfridges to the... What's the name of the shop? Not Ralph Lauren. Begins with V. It's got a V in it. Vuitton. Louis Vuitton. Is it Vuitton? Vuitton? It's Vuitton here. Louis Vuitton. Go into Selfridges, Adrian, and go up to the Louis Vuitton section upstairs. There's a security star standing right outside it. There's trainers in there, £700-800 on a pair of trainers. Are you off your head? And of course, it's all the Arab boys in there who've got the money from the oil, I suppose. They're all in there, buying up these trainers, this, that, and the other. Louis Vuitton. God's sake. Vectis is offended. Good, well, I've done my job. I might as well go now. If I've offended someone, I might as well go now because I'm quite happy now. Once I've offended someone, I'm quite happy. I don't need to carry on with the rest of the show. Thank you very much. All right. Those of you that are enjoying the anti-Love Island videos that I've been doing, I'm so pleased you're enjoying those. Don't forget, gang, I let one go up on Facebook. One a day goes up on Facebook. But they're all, as they get done, they go immediately up onto YouTube. So as soon as I've completed one, they go up onto YouTube. And if you ever look down my Facebook page, facebook.com/Chris Reardon UK, you'll see the YouTube links to whichever one is that day's video. Okay, and I put it out on the Facebook. All right. For some reason, and I can't quite work out what it is. A couple of people have been asking me, well, if you put them on YouTube, why do you then upload the whole video to Facebook as well? Now, the Facebook videos are way behind the YouTube ones. Okay, so I think on YouTube, we're now up to program 13. I think I got to 13 last night. On Facebook, we're only up to number 8 because I let one a day go on there. So people have said, well, why not just put them on YouTube and be done with it? For some unexplained reason, people don't click on the YouTube links. I don't know why. I don't know why. People don't share or click on the YouTube links. So if I send one of the videos up to YouTube and I put a link on the Facebook wall, it might go up, 1, 2, 3, and by the end of the day, you might have had 10 people click on it. If I send it direct to Facebook, then within an hour, You could have 100 people have watched that. And I don't get that. I don't know why. People like see the YouTube link and they don't want to click on it. I don't know why. That's just how it is. On the Facebook one, immediately the numbers shoot up. Isn't that weird? I don't know why that is. But as I say, I do put them up on Facebook, but they're like, we're quite a few behind the YouTube. They get literally, as I finish the video and I put it together, they immediately go up onto the YouTube channel. And if you want to find that is, just scroll down on my Facebook wall and see any of the YouTube links for Love Island videos, any of those YouTube links. Click on one of those and you'll find the channel from that, okay? So you'll see, once you've seen them on there, and I think we're up to number 13, then you're bang up to date. But don't worry, if for some reason there's many people who just won't click on that YouTube link, they do eventually end up on Facebook. All right, so I'm glad Paul and Lou watched those. Right, Paul. Hello to Michael Pullman. Morning to you. Morning to you. There we are. Now, where's my little notes there? Anyone get sore eyes in the morning? I've noticed this, and it seems to be related to looking at my mobile phone. Okay, so when I get up in the morning, I've tried not to look at it anymore. First thing I do, turn on the mobile phone, and I'm laying in bed like that. Oh, okay, no. And my eyes are all right. Then I start looking at the mobile phone, and very quickly they become sore. Does that happen to anyone else? It doesn't happen looking at the television. Only when I'm looking at the mobile phone, and I start, oh, my eyes are itching. And of course, the worst thing you can do then is that, because it makes it even worse. My eyes get very, very sore looking at the mobile phone first thing in the morning. Whether it makes them dry out or not, I don't know. But it's very strange and mysterious. Good. Yesterday at church, we had the youth group again at church doing the music. And I'm pleased to say they were much better than they were the first time round. They've obviously done a lot of practice makes perfect. I was always told that as a child. Practice makes perfect. Unless, of course, you do a chat show, because I've been doing this for 14 years now, and it's not perfect. It's anything but perfect. It's, as you well know, Joanna, it's only the singing that's perfect. The talking needs a lot more practice, possibly another 100 years practice, and I might get a bit more used to it. But the singing is perfect. I may sing you a song. I have got a tune to play you later. Okay? Don't go away. If you was a big fan of Thames Television, I have found something that you are absolutely going to love this morning, and I've got it standing by to play to you, okay? So get ready. If you were a fan of Thames Television and the Thames Television tune, I have found a version of it. Coming up soon, okay? Coming up soon for you. So there we are. So as I say, the youth group, much better yesterday. They all seem to be sort of relatively in tune. There was one of the hymns they sung. I think it was, what was it now? Colours of Day. It was Colours of Day. So they all sung the first hymn, first verse, then the chorus, and then they didn't sing the second verse. It was only me and the priest singing, because I've got a bit of a loud singing voice, as you well know, Joanna. And the priest sings as well. So we're singing it. And I thought, why aren't they singing the second verse? Have we jumped here too fast? Anyway, so that was that. They also had, in addition to the two piano players, an electric guitar and a set of drums. Although the drums weren't played by one of the children. That was being played by some bloke who was very good, but it was a bit loud. And Father David jumped a couple of times. He was doing something it's going like that. You know when you jump, something frightens you like that. Very, very scary indeed. Very scary. Thank you, Roy. There's the link to my anti-Love Island videos. Oh, good morning to Joseph McDonald. Went to the Retro Bar on Saturday. I don't think I've been there. Maybe once. It wasn't my scene. A bit alternative in there, wasn't it? Me and Terry certainly know how to party. I'm sure you do. I'm sure you do. He remembers Thames Television. Well, I've got something coming up for Thames Television. Joanna, you know my singing is perfect. You know, I mean, Barry Manilow will probably have me on the stage with him. But he knows if I was to go to a Barry Manilow concert, he probably sees me. I mean, most people know who I am, you know. I can't go in the supermarket without being recognised anymore, Joanna, which is okay, you know. We all have our crosses we have to bear, lovey. We all have our crosses. And Barry probably sees me, or better not ask him up onto the stage because he will overshadow me. That's just how it is with my singing. I overshadow people. You know. I went to a Wham concert. Yes, I did. I know. I went to a Wham concert in I think it was early 80s, either late 70s, early 80s, and George Michael and a little Andrew Ridgeley. You know, he's the one that mimes. He was waving away. They were waving to me like that. And I said, do you want me to? No, it's okay. Because they're worried that I'm going to outshadow them on the stage. And I can understand that. I completely understand. Anyway, let's on to this. So Father David jumped a couple of times, but practice makes perfect. And they were quite good at church, so there we are. After church, I walked up to Greg's for my little Sunday afternoon treat. After church, I go and have a Greg's vegan sausage roll. Rather disappointing with the sausage roll this week, so I handed over my little pound coin. She popped it in a little bag. It was the boy who don't talk to anyone. You can't have a conversation with this lad who works in Greg's. He just completely closes up. Can I have a Greg's sausage roll? And sometimes he said, "Oh, just one." Yes, just one. I'm not fat and greedy. Excuse me. Do you mind? Do I look like a greedy person? No. So he puts it in the bag. And if you try and converse with him, no, not happening. One of those, dear. One of those who don't want to talk to anyone. So put it. Anyway, I've gone out there and I'm walking along and it's gone a bit dry. It was a bit dry and cold, dear. I reckon that must have been sitting in a glass cabinet for a couple of hours before I bought it. It was completely dry and cold. And I do like a warm, because they're not allowed to warm them up, are they, in Greg's? Isn't that some stupid tax that George Brown shoved on passengers or something like that, was it? I can't remember now, but it was cold. Very, very disappointing. Very disappointing as well. So I walked back to the car because I took the car to Church City because it was spitting with rain as I left the house. And that was it, really. I finished setting up the new karaoke screen because I bought a new screen I've got to take up to Cleethorpes because we've got new karaoke starting this week up in the northeast of the country. Here it is, boys and girls. Karaoke starting Thursday this week. That's the 11th of July. That's at the Silhouette Bar, 38 Alexandra Road in Cleethorpes. It's a long way from London. If you're a Londoner, I know you're not going to be able to get there. Don't worry about that, my loves. So it's a completely different area where I've never worked before, up in Cleethorpes, which is up on the northeast coast, just a little bit further up than Skegness. Karaoke starting this Thursday at 9 o'clock UK time. So I was setting up the new screen for that. That's all done now and loaded in the car, ready for me to take over. After I went for my swim yesterday, went up to my mate's house, who did us some dinner. Very nice. Chips. The chips said they took 10 minutes in the oven. I think they took about half an hour in the end. They just were soggy for some reason. Don't know why. We had chips and I had a couple of Audi vegan burgers, which are now on special offer. I think it was Mike who tried the vegan burgers. They were $1.99. They're now $1.79. They are really, and they're big. These vegan burgers are big that you can buy in Aldi now. They're quite new. They've only been out a few weeks. They're thick. They're really thick, but I still have two because I'm a greedy fat person. I'm just contracting myself as I was earlier. Contradicting myself as I was earlier. 1 minute I said I'm not fat, now I am. I am at the moment. Still going up the weight, Claire. Oh dear. 12 stone 8.6 this morning. I thought it would be 12 stone 7. No, incorrect. It's all this food I keep eating, dear. And I'm trying. I swear. God knows what I'd be like if I didn't go swimming. I swim every day near enough, except on a Monday now. I do 60 lengths here, 50 lengths up in Boston because it's a much larger pool. I dread to think how fat I'd be if I didn't do any swimming. It says on there, there's a big sign up in Boston, swimming, every time, half an hour swimming does you out of 350 calories. It's not making any difference to me. God knows how fat I'd be if I didn't swim as well. So I had dinner at my mate's house. Highly recommended those vegan burgers. If you're not a vegetarian or vegan, doesn't mean you can't eat these things. Try them. Get them from Aldi. £1.79 will get you 2 vegan burgers in a box. Do them in the oven. Do what it says. Don't try them under the grill because I did that. And I don't know. I don't think they were cooked properly. put them in the oven, do exactly what it says on the box, and try those. You might like them. £1.79 for 2 in Aldi. And then we watched a film, which was called Upgrade. Now, where was that? Was it on? It might have been on. I haven't got Sky. He's got Sky. I think it was on Sky, and it's about this bloke, and he has a little mic. He becomes a paraplegic, so he can't move his limbs or anything, and he has a chip inserted into his back, and then he can move his arms and legs again, and it also gives him superpowers and a super brain as well. It's very good. Very good. So highly recommended. That's on Sky. The film is called Upgrade. All right, Upgrade. And that was my day yesterday. I hope your day was as well. Roy says, trouble is you're swimming to your level, not pushing your cardio. Do 40 lengths. I can't go any faster, dear. I'm going fast enough as it is. It takes me, in the Boston swimming pool, because that's a very big pool it is, it takes about 45 minutes to do 50 lengths. You're having a laugh. Of course I'm going faster. Of course I am. No slow coach here, thank you. People have to get out of the way for me. Claire had a waffle with... Oh, look what Claire had yesterday. A waffle with maple syrup and 2 scoops of toffee fudge ice cream. Was that Millie's Cookies by any chance? Was it Millie's Cookies? Because I have some of those at the Haven holidays, didn't they? Oh, my God. I'm going to read that again. Claire had a waffle with maple syrup and 2 scoops of toffee fudge ice cream while I was away. It was the only naughty thing, though. Oh, Claire. Oh, just imagining that now. You lucky thing. Joanna says, no one can upstage Barry Manilow. Yes, I know. That's why he didn't invite me onto the stage. Because... Ian says, try using the blue filter to help your eyes. It's a setting. Is it? Oh, what, on here? Oh, is that the nighttime setting? The nighttime setting? Yeah, which comes on automatically at night. I noticed at nighttime the screen goes like a yellowy colour, doesn't it? Good morning to Michelle White. Good morning, Michelle. Hope you're all right. Michelle had some awful news at the weekend. She lost her beloved cat, which had been with her for some years. And it's just a terrible thing, losing a pet, isn't it? I know there is a lot of you out there who have also lost pets and things. You see, they're like little people, aren't they? Once they've been with you for a while, they really do become part of the family. And Michelle loved her cat very much, as I did mine, and I'm sure you did your dog, cat, I don't know, gecko, whatever, little lizard things. They all become part of the families, and they die, and we really miss them. It just, my heart goes out to you. It really does, Michelle. I'm so sorry you lost your cat at the weekend. It's horrible. I decided, I had 3 cats at one point. You know, there was a Tiny, JD, and my mum's cat was Katie. When my mum died in 2000, I took her cat on. And we became good friends, and then lost, I think it's 2 years now. I think it's 2 years this year. I was so upset when that cat died, but I swore I'd never have another pet after that because it's just too much. That and the vet bills, as you well know. I mean, vet bills for pets are astronomical. But it's not so much the vet bills. It's just when they go, it's just absolutely heartbreaking. One of those things, all right? Good morning to Paul. Paul and Lou. Manilow is my favourite for Glastonbury legend spot. God help us. Yes, he was... He hasn't been. He's not been on Glastonbury yet. I'm sure he hasn't. It's been talked about a few times. I don't think he's been on Glastonbury yet, but he's going to be at the last night of the Proms thing in Hyde Park. You know you know they do it. They have the Royal Albert Hall thing that's going on there, which I was so lucky to have attended, not last year, the year before. Me and my mate, we went to last night of the Proms. I knew someone that was working in Royal Albert Hall. Any chance? Oh, he said, I don't think so, but I'll try. And then out of the blue, I got this message. I've got your 2 tickets. Don't know where you're going to be sitting. It doesn't matter. I mean, to be in the Royal Albert Hall when last night of the Proms is on. How fantastic is that? And we were. And we had a damn good seat as well. We were in a box. just overlooking the stage. Oh, it's amazing. Very, very, very difficult to get tickets for that. But so that happens sort of towards the end of September, I think it is, last night of the Proms. And also they have all these events going on at the same time over the country. I think Glasgow, Belfast, Cardiff, possibly Manchester, and Hyde Park. And they're outdoor events. And what happens while they have part of the last night of the Proms from the Royal Albert Hall on big screens, and also they have artists on the stage, depending on where you are. And I believe Barry Manilow is going to be in Hyde Park. Barry Manilow is going to be in the Hyde Park one this year. Okay, I know some of our delightful, so many friends who are known as the Manilow Girls, and they are Barry Manilow fanatics. I'm just a fan. I'm a big fan, but I'm not fanatic. They are fanatical about Barry Manilow. And God help you if you ever say something against Barry Manilow. They will be very, very upset. Do not ever take on the Manilow Girls. I'm telling you that now. But they're all very good friends of mine. And some of them have met him. They go on the Barry Manilow Platinum Experience. And you shed loads of money to meet him, which goes to his charity. He raises money to buy instruments for schools, for poor schools in America who can't afford to buy instruments. And he literally raises money, and all these people help assist as well to raise money. They have little events. I did one myself, actually, for a lady called Anne. Anne, who's a lovely lady, and she does a little bit of money raising, and every now and again she sends the Manilow Music Foundation a couple of £100, where she's raised money, and they use that money to buy instruments. And the Platinum Experience is expensive. You're looking at $1,000, okay? £900. If you want to meet Barry Manilow, you get to go in and meet him for 2, 3, 5 minutes. You have a little bit of a chat. You have your photo taken. And that's it. And that money goes to the Manilow Music Foundation. It's just a way of him making money for his charity. So that's a nice thing to do. But he will be in Hyde Park, and I know some of the girls have already got their tickets. I thought about it, but it's a the Hyde Park thing. I think it's a bit of a long slog. That's an all-day event, and you're there all day, and you've got a queue, and you've got to stand up with all those people. It's not my cup of tea, I'm afraid. I'm quite a private person, actually. When I'm not doing these shows or at work, I'm a fairly private person. I like to kind of keep myself to myself, and that's just how I am, really. I'm a fairly private person. Once I finish a show, I rarely go, and I don't really use the messenger much on the Facebook or anything like that. As far as I think, once you've done a show or you've done a karaoke, that's it. It's ended. It doesn't carry on. You can't just keep dealing with messages and things like that. That's it, finished until the next show, And I'm a fairly private person, except where, of course, it comes to family and my lovely little great nieces and great nephews and people like that. Michael Lawrence, sorry to hear about you. Oh, it's not my cat. My cat was 2 years ago. It's Michelle, who's just popped up this morning. She lost her cat at the weekend, unfortunately. Good morning to JP. Morning to JP. John Aiken. Morning, friends. Went to see Barbara Streisand at Hyde Park yesterday. I didn't even know she was there yesterday. Was she, John? I bet you paid an arm and how much were those tickets? Go on. How much were those tickets? Barbara Streisand. Wow. I bet you spent £500 or £600 there, didn't you? Blimey. Long as you did it. Long as you enjoyed it. Did you see the photo of the gay pride banners calling Jesus and Allah gay? Disgusting. No, I didn't, Roy. I'm not. I don't like anything like that. I mean, on one breath you've got gays saying that religious people shouldn't shove their religion down our throats, and then you've got gay people shoving gay stuff down religious people's throats. I don't get involved in any of that. I just look at it and I take a step back. I'm no interested in anyone running down anyone's religion or sexuality. Whatever you are, get on with it. I am a gay Catholic. That's it. I would have proper staunch Christians and Catholics saying to me, oh, how can you even be Catholic if you're gay? And then you've got gay people shouting at you, how can you be gay and Catholic at the same time? Because this, and this. Well, I am, and that's it. And I just think people should be left alone to get on with whatever they want to get on, whether you be Catholic or gay or Jewish or Muslim or whatever, or what's this other one? Pansexual. I'm not quite sure what that is. Just let them get on with it. And there's no need to shove anything down anyone else's throat, is there really? You know, I don't go along with that. And you've got these banners, as you're saying, banners. No, that's not right, is it? It's not right to put banners up like that. It's awful, awful. Paul and Lou would like to be in a front row with Barry Conks. Oh, believe me, I've been in the front row at Barry Manilow concerts 3 times. It's fantastic. Last time, I decided not to spend the money, and I went back and to the side. Nope. Once you've done that front row, that's it, mate. You've got to be in the centre, not necessarily the front row, 1, 2, about no more than 4 back. Maximum. I won't go to a Barry Manilow concert again unless I can get in that front, in those first 4 front rows, because once you've done it, it's a bit like a bit like a plane seat, you know. Once you've upgraded that plane seat, very difficult to go back and sit in the back of the plane again. Very, very difficult indeed. John didn't go. Oh, John, sorry, John. I thought you said you'd. I beg your pardon. I've read that wrong. Friends went to see Barbara Streisand at Hyde Park yesterday and said she was fabulous. So there we are. Thank you, Roy. No, absolutely. Everyone should be just left to get on with their own. You know, it's like we do have a bit of a laugh of Love Island, don't we? We take the mick out of Love Island, left, right and centre. I think it's trash television along with Big Brother. Not in the same league, but the Celebrity Jungle thing, it's kind of like that, but it's just it does do a little bit more than like Big Brother, Love Island, The Only Way is Essex, Made in Chelsea. All those programs to me are complete and utter trash television, and we talk about them, and I tell you how bad I think they are. That's not to say they're not popular, because certain members of society like them. Quite a lot of people like them. You know, and we leave them. I don't go around to people saying, don't watch this, it's rare. No, leave them to get on with it if that's what they want to do and be done with it. You've not mentioned Gemma Collins for a while. I know, yeah, no reason for that. I just don't think she's very interesting. I really don't. But she was in the paper at the weekend. I think she was in the paper at the weekend, actually. And she was saying she's lost weight and been on a diet. Wasn't she standing in front of a poster for Radio Heart or whatever it's called? Heart Radio. Something like that. And I'm looking at her and I'm thinking, where's the weight loss then, girl? I can't see any weight loss. I've been on a diet and I've lost weight. Where? John says, love is life and life is love. Right. Now, let me play you this bit of music now. I came across this. I like television idents, television stuff. I'm old television stuff, right? And the London ITV contractor for the weekdays was called Thames Television. I've got a friend. It became a friend of mine last year, actually. I connected up with a bloke called Tom Edwards, who was one of the continuity announcers on Thames. And he's up in Lincolnshire, and now and again I go and visit him every few weeks now. He's in his 70s now. Lovely chap. He's always got so many stories to tell about his life and this, that and the other. He's actually lucky to be alive. He hit the bottle. And that's why he lives in Newcastle. He had to get out of London. This is a long... It's like over 20 years. I think it's 20 or 25 years ago now. And he often tells me, you know, a doctor told him, you know, he had to move, otherwise he'd be dead in 2 weeks. And he got out of it, and he's managed to stay off the bottle. And once you become... I think... I wasn't an alcoholic, so perhaps I'm not the best person to be talking about this. But it's very hard to give it up once you've got on it. But he managed. He went into a clinic and booked himself out, and now he lives in Lincolnshire, and he's been off the drink now for 25 years. He's a lovely bloke. Anyway, he was one of the continuity announcers on Thames Television, and at some point we're going to make a video together. He's you know, a little bit of a bit of a chat perhaps about his life, and it'd be quite interesting to do that. So Thames Television, and they had the most marvellous tune. Da 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 da. In the morning, this was before TV AM or breakfast television existed. They would come on at 9:30 and they would play their like extended version of the Thames tune, which was called Salute to Thames, written by Hawksworth, Johnny Hawksworth, I think his name is. I'm sure it's Johnny Hawksworth. Hang on, have I got it here? Yeah, Johnny Hawksworth wrote Salute to Thames. And it's a very grand piece of music, and it would be on the morning in the London television region at around about 9:30 every morning as like a warm-up. As like a warm-up to the station coming on here. A bit like the film that's why I've got a film at the beginning of my show which goes on for 5 minutes. Okay, every morning you see that 5-minute film. There's two. There's one for when I'm in Berkshire and one for when I'm in Lincolnshire. And the idea of that film is to say, hello, we're going to be starting in 5 minutes. Please click on if you want to watch. Rather than just starting and me chatting away for 10 minutes and there's no one there and you miss all that 10 minutes. And that's the reason for that little film. And that's the reason why Thames and all the other regions in the country had these little films. They all had their own one, all different. So that was the one in London, the Thames one, or London Weekend at the weekend, which was very, very different to the Thames one. The Thames one was very grand and marching, you know, like that. The London Weekend one was like a swing. It was like a swing. Da 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 da. Boom. It was completely different. And depending where you were in the country, your local ITV station had its own film and its own piece of music. And you can find all these on YouTube, and there's some wonderful little pieces of music there. Particularly good ones are Central, ATV, Westward, Southern, TVS. If you listen to the Scottish ones, it's got little Scottish tunes within it. Oh, it's wonderful. And you can find these all on YouTube. Just type in your television station name, for example, Yorkshire, and then put Startup. So Yorkshire Startup, Border Startup, HTV Startup, and they're all on YouTube. Various people have uploaded these. The Thames one is particularly brilliant. It's probably my favourite out of all of them. Okay? But I have found on Twitter, actually, this bloke who's done a piano version of it, which I'm going to play to you in a second. Now, the bloke, I believe, is some sort of correspondent. He's the Moscow correspondent for BBC News. And obviously, as well as being a correspondent, he's obviously got some sort of musical talent as well. Because if you have a look down his Twitter, his name is Steve Rosenberg. Steve Rosenberg, okay? And if you have a look down his Twitter, he's got all sorts of little bit of piano stuff, what he's done, where he's done all sorts of, you know, different things. One of which is a 1970s BBC cartoon, Rhubarb, with Rachmaninoff, where he's done his own version of that. And it's really good. Really, really good. So he's done his own version of the old Thames theme. The full version, which is about 1.5 minutes long. So have a little listen to this and see what you think. This is played by Steve Rosenberg, the Moscow correspondent of the BBC News. Isn't that fantastic? Because it's a very, let me tell you, if you're an amateur keyboard player like myself, he's obviously not amateur. If you're an amateur keyboard player like myself, I can only play by ear, and it's an incredibly difficult piece to play because there's so many key changes at the beginning. I'm all right at the beginning, and then you're kind of onto the black notes, and I'm not good at the black notes. But I think he plays that really well, and I've been desperate to play that to you since I first heard it last night. So have a look at his Twitter thing there. Steve Rosenberg is his name. The must probably be on the telly, I would imagine. I'd be honest, I don't recognise his face from the telly, but it doesn't matter. It's really, really, really good. Steve Rosenberg there on Twitter. Have a little look on his Twitter feed, and you'll find that and other tunes on there, as well as sort of his work stuff there. He's got this week's news set to music, BBC News, Radio 2, and all this is all on there. All right, so I hope you enjoyed that. I thought that's made my day, that has been able to play that to you this morning. So I'll send him a little message and tell him that we've played it. Perhaps I should have asked him first, actually, when I think about it. But I don't suppose he's too bothered about 20 or 30 people watching my show. All right, can we have the fake news clip? I love that. Do you want the fake news clip? The Donald Trump fake news clip. Here we are.
We are fighting the fake news. It's fake, phony, fake. A few days ago, I called the fake news the enemy of the people, and they are. They are the enemy of the people. They're very dishonest people that I called the fake news the enemy of the people, the fake news. And now I'm saying, oh, no, this is no good. But you are fake news. But I am only against the fake news media or press. Fake.
He's against the fake news music or press. There's old Donald Trump there. What did I see him on the telly this morning? Oh, some British blokes upset him now, aren't they? Some blokes upset him. I mean, how does that get leaked? Did you see that on the news this morning? So some British bloke, I think he works in the States anyway, and he sent his private memo to someone else in the government, and some idiots leaked it, haven't they? I mean, how can you leak? It can't be that difficult to find out who leaked something like that. Surely not many people would have access to that email. Who could have leaked something like that? Terrible, really. You think about it, the damage that can do to an entire country, because some idiot has decided to leak something like that. Absolutely ridiculous. Anyway, there we are. All right, that's for Paul and Lou, our fake news little jingle there. Roy says he's done an hour, earned £8.21 minimum hourly wage. What's that, Barry? Morning to Weird City Citizen who feels confident today about winning the identity certificate. No, you're not. You're an hour later than everyone else, mate. Oh, dear. Right, come on then. Let's do today's birthdays, boys and girls. Happy birthday on this Monday, the 8th of July, 2019, to a very good friend of mine, Alan Bailey, who moved to Australia, got to be over a year ago. He used to come along to the karaoke on Monday night, which I'll tell you about in a moment. All right. He now lives in Australia, and he posts some wonderful, wonderful pictures of his travels over there. Happy birthday to you, Alan. You look very happy over there. It obviously suits you, Australia. Happy birthday to you. Okay. Hello to... Oh, it's Anne Taplin. We were just talking about Anne earlier. How she raises money for the Manilow Music Foundation. Happy birthday to Anne Taplin today. Good morning, Anne. Happy birthday 21 to Jacob Silwinski. Another very good friend of mine. He used to be one of the bar staff at Central Station. He's a nice lad, he is. Happy birthday, Jacob. 21 years old today. Are you still selling the glasses of your stuff, darling? That you used to sell downstairs, those glasses? Hope you are, my love. Nick Jones. Sorry, Jacob. Happy birthday to Nick Jones. 49 years old today. Happy birthday, Nick. And Tanya Hyde, who's she was a drag queen here in the UK. She's moved, I think, to Gran Canaria. I think she lives in Gran Canaria. And let me just click on her thing there. I can't remember if I think you've moved to Gran Canaria, haven't you? Did I see that somewhere? Oh, hang on a minute. No, you're no, you were in London. Oh no, she has been. She's come on up. She just came back for the weekend, did she? Does it say here where you live? lives in. Seal says lives there. I'm sure she's in Gran Canaria. Decided to make a move there, so I hope that's working out all right for you there, Tanya Hyde. And there are birthdays today, boys and girls. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, boys and girls. Have a lovely day. It's Monday night. Come along to Central Station tonight. I'll be hosting Central Station Karaoke this Monday from 7:30, boys and girls. 7:30 is karaoke time tonight, each and every Monday at Central Station Bar, 37 Wharfdale Road, King's Cross in London. N19SD for your sat-navs. N19SD. That's where you want to be tonight. Thanks ever so much for joining us, boys and girls. Next time I'll talk to you, I shall be in Lincolnshire. Have a lovely day. Thanks very much for watching and listening, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye-bye now.